welcome to episode 26 of the Aftermath podcast. This is our final podcast for Works on it.
Live.
So that's why we've dressed up for the occasion and we're joined by a couple of guests.
I'm
Superman, Batman.
No, that's Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
What am I? Emily from Paris?
You're a baguette. I'm Batman. And this is Eren Yeager.
What's the guy's name with the blonde hair?
Huh?
You know that leader dude with the blonde hair?
Shit. Like what?
Oh,
Yeah, Jean.
Jean.
I like that guy. I haven't actually watched season 3 or 4.
Yo, those guys sassy.
But, I haven't seen the rest of Attack on Titan. I bought this in high school.
Don't spoil anything.
You brought this in high school?
Yeah.
It's an incredible costume.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Wait, Attack on Titan was airing when we were in high school?
Yeah.
Right.
It aired in 2000.
It's been a while.
Oh, right. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Damn.
Wait, so John, which Batman are you? From which film are we talking about?
George Clooney.
Fuck you. No, I'm Cushy Man Batman.
I don't remember seeing Batman have glasses though.
Hey, fuck you, man. This is the old Batman. I'm blind. Lost my hairlines.
At least wear some contact lenses.
Hey, fuck you, man. Look, it ain't cheap to be Batman. I gotta save every penny. It's...
I thought you were rich.
Shit. Gotham has drained all my resources, including the Joker. Okay.
We just look at someone, man.
Today we're talking about Peacemaker. Yes.
Is that his name? Yeah, it is.
Yes, Peacemaker.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll put my normal voice.
Yeah, please.
Anyway, Peacemaker. So me and Paolo have finished watching it, and we just wanted to give a little rundown.
Sure.
Wait,
like,
who
episodic
have you watched it
review
as well?
series.
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Daddy's gonna watch
I haven't
it.
seen it.
I tried
pretty
to sign up for binge,
Binge.
but then do you know how they have those phone numbers, so you can't have a few
They
free trial accounts?
he has
like,
become.
slaves.
They have realized, the tactics that Oxa
tactics
uses
He's
across
maxed
the
out
web.
his free trial.
It's time for me to learn ethical hacking.
Wait, did you use Binge before?
Yeah.
Wait, what did you use it for? If you want to say.
What was that Kung Fu show? The Bruce Lee
Oh
one?
yes, the
Cobra Kai?
No, the one that
Bruce Lee, yeah, I don't
John
know.
recommended me. It's like the Bruce Lee. We watched it at your
I
house.
haven't seen it.
Don't worry about it.
Did we watch it?
Alright.
Yeah, we watched it.
Oh, actually, yeah. I don't know.
I don't know what it is, but it's. I think it was a story written by Bruce Lee,
Yep.
and it's like a modern take on it.
Yes, I know what you're talking. Oh,
Yeah.
modern. Oh, Kung Fu.
Yeah.
With the
Yeah,
girl,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, with the girl. Yeah.
Okay. It's alright.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a CW show, so you know where it's going to go.
So how
Really?
how
Is
does
it
the
It's CW.
how
It's
does
gonna
the
be some love
quality
triangle
of
shit.
Peacemaker compared to the CW shows?
It's obviously because it's directed by James Gunn and
Yeah.
produced by him. It's much more high quality. And the Eagle was like, for the CGI for the Eagle was like on point.
Oh yeah.
That's
yeah,
what I would say. And the thing is, like, it's a TV series, right? And you didn't expect that.
Yeah.
And throughout the whole series, the CGI is just like on point, and it's also like brings back that James Gunn like aesthetic.
Yeah.
Like when you
Don't look at me, man. I can't.
it's just
I
like
can't.
just seeing me talk, and it's just like, what the fuck?
All
I
right,
wish I could see myself doing this right now. This troll.
You're kind of scaring me, man.
So, anyway, fuck, it's Batman talking seriously about movies and shit. But yeah, it brings back that James Gunn aesthetic, I guess, in all his movies, like Guardians of the Galaxy, to Slither, to Guardians of the Galaxy 2. It's like very cosmic horror, but at the same time, it's kind of campy.
Yeah.
Like
right.
the creatures that he has.
Yeah.
And he has, I think the main villain in this. There's two main villains. I guess the second is not really a villain. One is more like an anti-villain. You would say the butterflies.
Right.
This is the spoiler alert. So the butterflies are like you could say they're either a champion for the human race in what they could be. So all dictatorships, they're like a representation of
So
like
it's like
fascism.
an organization.
Yeah, it's like an
Right.
organization that's
okay.
very, you could say, I think he's trying to portray a very left-wing organization.
Yeah.
because
Oh,
they're very
right.
fascist in the way they say.
Yeah, right.
Because
okay.
they're like, oh, people can't do this, they can't do that, they
Mm.
can't do this. They have to be controlled
Mm,
in order
okay.
for them to survive as a species.
I
Because they
thought-
saw the
yeah.
mistakes that they did as a race,
Yeah, right.
and
okay.
they're trying to teach us, but
Yeah.
they're not really giving us free will.
Mm.
That we touched on last episode. They're not giving us free will, so yeah. And
What about
it's basically a whole story about mainly the hero's journey within Peacemaker storyline, and how he transforms, because it leads back from the Suicide Squad movie, which we reviewed in episode 1, I think.
Right.
And it goes through like his hero's journey in the sense that he transforms as he sees like the ways he's doing isn't exactly right, and what he's doing isn't necessarily leading to peace. It's more just imagining you guys watching it. It's troll. You guys have to watch this YouTube
How do you
video. It's
feel-
on YouTube.
How did you feel about the other antagonist, the White Dragon?
The White Dragon. I thought, yeah, that was pretty good. I liked that father-son relationship, and you could see like where all his misguided thoughts about justice comes from.
His morality.
His morality. It
Yeah.
comes from his dad, but in the sense that his dad was actually a supervillain. So in some sort of way, Peacemaker's trying to make up for his dad's mistakes
Yeah.
in a very messed up manner, because he had such a messed up childhood where he was forced to fight his brother, and his father never took responsibility for the death of his brother, because they would do like fist fights and he would be betting
Right.
on that.
Right.
Yeah.
It's pretty jarring storyline. But
Mm.
apart from that, my only error with that film, with that series, is probably like the way they use the camera. It looks, I guess it's like trying to look TV as possible.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good. I like it. But the leading, you could say the leading
The lead character.
How do you say this?
Storyline.
The main theme.
No. The main reason why you should watch Peacemaker is probably because of John Cena. He like brings it all to that character, and he's perfectly plays it, man. It's got like the charisma, and it's like it's such a shit character.
Yeah.
Like what the person does,
Yeah.
and how like oblivious he is to his surroundings and
Yeah.
like societal norms,
Yeah.
and the things he's supposed to say.
Yeah.
That John Cena somehow pulls it off with so much charisma, and it's just like you feel sorry for the guy, and
Yeah.
also you feel it's kind of funny, because you don't know, he has no sarcasm, any
Yeah,
grasp of it. It's just funny. And there's like that scene where he's like dancing to the rock music from the 80s,
Yeah.
and then there's the chick, and he's talking about how much he enjoyed having sex with her.
Yeah.
And he's just like singing and dancing to music.
Yeah.
It's like only he could pull that shit off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he's that big as well. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah, that's
completely
true.
like
It's
pumped
like
and
a-
shredded. I don't know. It's insane. His
I thought
comedic
he
timing
was
is great.
like seeing the character
Yeah.
in Suicide Squad 2. I thought, wait, so he died, right? So this is a prequel,
No,
this is
it's a sequel.
a sequel. But I thought he died.
He didn't die. So
Hey,
if you
yo,
saw
don't
the
spoil it.
Wait, you watched Suicide Squad with
No,
us?
no,
Yeah,
he didn't
yeah.
die in the.
You saw the post credits,
movie.
right?
Oh, I didn't see the post credit.
Yeah, you were there with us.
Wait, we watched.
Oh,
it
so he
together.
didn't die at all.
Nah, there was a
I-
scene,
I
and
watched
then
it with Oxo, just me and Oxo.
oh,
Yeah, right,
okay.
yeah.
We didn't say for. We didn't say.
Yeah, we didn't stay for the post credit. That's probably why. So he
okay.
didn't
Oh,
die.
Because
we
Right?
didn't know.
There's a hospital
Did
scene
you know
at
that
the
there
end.
was one?
Huh?
Did you know that there was a post?
No, there wasn't.
Yeah.
I thought it was just a prequel show,
Oh.
like exploring his
No,
backstory or something.
So
No.
it goes in through all the team members and stuff, and it really
Yeah.
explores that relationship that the Amanda Waller team has.
Yeah.
And again, it has a lot of leading qualities from the Suicide Squad movie directed by
Mhm.
James Gunn, where
Yeah.
there's no real villain in the story apart
Yeah.
from what's his name again, White Dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no
right.
real villain in the story.
Yeah.
It's more than likely the U.S. government, but here it's more like you can see why the government wants to shut them down.
Yeah.
But it's also not all the butterflies are evil. They
Mm.
just have a misguided way, similar to John Cena. So there's
Yeah.
a lot of parallels
Yeah.
between these people.
Yeah.
And that's how you make a good story.
Alright, not to spoil it or anything. Spoiler alert. How did you feel
Yes.
about Amanda Waller's daughter?
Daughter, I thought she was good because she's like a complete polar opposite of her mother.
Yeah.
And in that, her mother tries to, I guess tries to group her into the thinking that she's also like Amanda Waller,
Yeah.
like by trying to frame or trying to, I guess, convey like this message that the life of this convict is not as worth as anybody else,
Yeah.
as much as the government's mission, something like that. She's pretty good. She's more like the human crutch for Peacemaker, and his sidekick I really like.
Oh,
What's his name?
Vigilante.
Yeah, Vigilante.
Sidekick.
I
Yeah,
really
same.
liked him. The sidekick.
Yeah, right. Oh,
he's
the sidekick.
he's probably like my second favorite character apart from
okay.
Peacemaker.
Sure.
Actually, he might be my favorite character.
I think he might be my favorite.
Character. I don't know. He's just like Peacemaker,
Yeah.
but there's no redeeming quality to him
Okay.
until like the last few episodes,
Yeah.
and he's just like the antithesis of the story
Right,
in the
right.
sense that he's very immoral, and
Yeah.
he has a very wrong view of justice, and he kills just
okay.
for the sake of it.
Right.
And he's low-key an actual psycho,
Yeah.
like the way we portray him. But James Gunn directs so great.
Yeah.
Like the black comedy is always on
Yeah,
point. Like when he
Yeah.
directs, yeah.
Because in Guardians of the Galaxy, he didn't really have the chance to do like mature kind of comedy.
Mature
right?
content. I mean,
Right.
he with the Guardians of the Galaxy one, I think
Mm.
he went to at least a certain bit.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
a scene
yeah.
where he goes into the Milano and he
Mm.
brings Gamora in with him,
Yeah.
and he has like a flashlight. And
Yeah.
and he's like, oh, you should see this when the lights are off. Get it?
No.
Because when you have ultraviolet light, it shows like stains of a peculiar sort.
Oh.
Yeah.
right,
It's
okay,
like
right,
it's
right.
like a what's a painting called again?
What?
What's that painting called again? It's just like a bunch of paint.
I
sprayed
forgot,
on.
I forgot.
Okay, let's move on. Let's be focused. Alright,
Yeah, I just wanted to say, at the end of Peacemaker, the Justice League shows up.
yes.
Or four of them. Did you ever expect, watching Man of Steel, that this is how the DC
DC is going to go.
The direction of it.
So which Justice League like?
This is the Zack Snyder's Justice
Yeah.
League.
Oh,
which is
really?
on
They
stream.
showed up.
Not all of them. It's just
Yeah.
Superman, not Batman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and
Oh, okay.
Flash.
Right.
But it's mainly just Aquaman and
yeah.
the Flash.
And Flash.
And it's just
dialogue.
both of them like riffing off jokes that's
Yeah,
set up
right.
in Suicide. I mean, that's set up in the Peacemaker series.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
And Aquaman, bumps into fish.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they get
Right.
Aquaman to swear.
Oh, they okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And like Aquaman's movies are
Hardcore.
very family friendly.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
this is the Titans version, but funnier. Fucking
That's
big
interesting.
man. But yeah,
You've convinced me. I want to go watch this.
it's a funny series.
Mm.
It's not like it's good, but it's not like the greatest.
Yeah,
I
if
would
you like
say.
John Cena's performance
it's
in
John Cena's the
Suicide
reason.
Squad 2,
Mm.
you'll enjoy this.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
He-
really like that movie.
Yeah,
it's
no,
very
good.
it's like a very lovable
Mm.
character.
Right,
you grow to love him.
That's
and
true,
It's a
that's
great
true,
journey to
yeah.
see. And also the CGI is pretty good for a show.
Oh,
I'm not
is it?
gonna lie. Like
So what's the budget?
I have no idea. It's probably like
Yeah.
in the 100 million maybe.
Oh, okay.
Considering the amount of talent on screen.
So this is an HBO show.
HBO Max.
HBO Max,
Yeah,
right?
HBO under the HBO Max
Right.
network. It's pretty good. So they're setting up for season 2, and
Yeah.
they're already it's been greenlit,
Yeah.
and I think
Sick.
he should probably shoot it like next year or maybe this year actually. And it's interesting because his wife's actually the one who's playing the agent,
Mm.
the blonde agent.
That's
John
his
Cena's
wife.
wife.
Yeah, that's his, James Gunn's
Yeah.
wife.
Oh, James Gunn.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right, okay.
She got a sneaky one in.
Is she
Well,
an
the-
actress, or is she like?
yeah,
just-
she's a proper actress.
Oh,
She's
okay,
been in
right.
other movies, but not as famous as
Right.
Suicide Squad or
Yeah,
like
right,
Peacemaker.
okay. Right.
But it's pretty interesting to see that they at least have mentioned the Zack Snyder Superman
Yeah.
and the Zack Snyder Wonder Woman at least is there in some
Yeah.
sort of presence inside within that world. But I guess this is leading up to Flashpoint, right? This is the next DCU film will be Flashpoint.
Flash is in November.
November.
Yeah,
So what's
it's-
before that?
It's going to be Black Adam and Aquaman. No, Aquaman's afterwards. Yeah, Black Adam and Batman.
Black Adam and Batman.
Mhm.
I don't think the Batman that's coming up is not going to be. It's going to be
Yeah,
like an
that-
Elseworld
yeah.
story.
That's
Yeah.
something
Oh,
else.
okay.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting though. Like where they're going with this direction.
Yeah.
I think this could be the right way. Maybe like have separate universes in the sense that they can have single serving stories
Mm.
with like one singular direction.
Yeah.
Instead of having a huge universe with multiple realities and stuff, and going through this various stories that always have
Yeah.
a iota of like Deus Ex Machina in the sense that, oh, it's like Marvel, you know, oh, he has time travel, therefore, okay, now we can go back, change everything. It's like that. I don't really like that kind of stories because it removes all the tension and conflict. True. It's like the multiversal theory, you know. Exactly. Which is great to see that they're going through this whole multiversal thing. Yeah. But a feeling they might like, this is how they bring back a lot of the dead characters, like they did in Avengers and the Loki series. Like all that development of the character is just gone, and we're just supposed to be like, okay, this new Loki, we're gonna allow him in just one episode, which we do mainly because we have that background of the Loki from the Avengers and Thor Ragnarok and seeing his journey. It's my rant. And I'm Batman. Anyone else got something to say?
We didn't actually prepare for this episode beforehand, so I didn't know what we were going to talk about, so that's why.
No, we were talking about stuff, bro.
We're just about to go and watch Uncharted.
Yeah.
And I have to say that
low expectations.
I don't really. I enjoy pretty much every movie that I watch. Because I understand it for what it is. Like every movie, on its own merits. I don't really have any expectations for anything.
For Uncharted.
Or like anything. I don't expect like anything from it. So, because I've been burnt like badly before.
What movie was
no.
Actually, I rewatched Batman vs Superman recently. And I really grew to appreciate it.
Don't you watch it like every month?
No. I wasn't a really big fan of Batman vs Superman. Yeah. When I was like first watching it, but obviously I got like the Batwoman from that, and also like the Blu-ray as well from that, because I had the trading cards and stuff. Because I was really into Zack Snyder's vision, and then I saw the movie. I wasn't like that focused. I wasn't I wasn't that coherent with his vision. What's going on here until I saw the Snyder's Justice League, and then I realized what he's really leading up to.
Well, when it comes to like expectations for Batman and Superman, I had like my own plot of how I wanted the movie to go in my head, and that it didn't happen at all the way I wanted it. Yeah. So at the time, like there was a bit of like, oh, I'm disappointed it didn't go the way I wanted it. Yeah. But because it like gave me something to discuss and think about, and break down for like months afterwards. Like you just there's like all this stuff and information that it gives you that you can just break it down and go deeper into it. And
there's a lot of
time I enjoy it more.
There's a lot of reference to like Renaissance paintings between gods and men, especially in that Lex Luthor scene. And since I'm like studying up on like art and stuff more, just when I'm like taking photographs or like doing like cinematography from my own like amateur point of view, I see like how Snyder's using this imagery to convey the story of how Luthor sees Superman. But I feel like Lex Luthor still, in my head, is not how Jesse Eisenberg should have been. I think it should have gone to like a much more, how do you say?
Stoic?
Not a stoic character. Like, have you seen All-Star Superman?
All-Star Superman.
Have you read it?
It's a comic book.
Yeah, it's a comic book, and it explains the mentality of Lex Luthor. Yeah. That he's not really there for his villainous purposes, but he has that huge ego. Think of Lex Luthor like Kanye. That's what I would say. He has a massive ego. Yeah. And in that ego, he sees that if a god is there, and if there's a god more powerful than humanity, then what does humanity really have to offer? Right. And in All-Star Superman, it explores that. And then you see this conflicting points of view, because All-Star Superman is about Superman. He's about to die because he takes in too much radiation from the sun. Right. And then what happens is, towards the end of the comic, Luthor manages to break out, and he manages to like start havoc in the city again, in Metropolis. Yeah. And then what Superman does is he's finally fed up with how Luthor sees the world from his point of view, his humanist point of view, but not from Kal-El's point of view. Yeah. So Superman gives him his powers, and then you see Lex Luthor like going through this transformation. He's just like, oh my god, this is what Superman sees. He can see every single atom. He can see every speck inside. He can see like everything in the periodic table. He can see like crazy amount of like, because his vision is not just like a singular color vision. It's like X-ray, gamma, some shit like that.
He's got Daredevil's powers.
He's super fast. He can do all these things, but he still chooses to choose humanity over just ruling them and stuff. And it just exemplifies like how both characters have like parallel to each other in that they want the human race like on top, but at the same time both of them take different approaches.
What do you think about the Kevin Spacey's portrayal of
Kevin
Lex Luthor?
Spacey,
back in the 2004,
2006
2006 movie?
Superman Returns.
Yeah.
Is okay.
I had there was like cereal boxes. Like I was like 9 years old in 2006.
Yeah.
And yeah, they had cereal boxes, and they had like a pen. Like you get like 3 different colored pens. There's like a red one, a blue one, and a yellow one for Lex Luthor, one for Lois Lane, one for Superman.
Okay.
And just because of those toys, I like the Superman movie.
Right. Okay.
But the reason why I liked Man of Steel at first was because there was like no fight scenes in Superman Returns.
Right.
And then I saw and then I saw like years of people trying to do Dragon Ball Z fan movies, and I'm like, this is still like fan level.
Yeah, right.
In terms of production.
And then I saw Man of Steel, and I was like,
whoa.
I was literally like looking around the
That's
theater
literally
like,
Goku.
are you guys seeing this? Like, what?
Yeah.
Man of Steel is good. Like, for me, whenever I look at Superman, I just looking at the 80s like movies from the 80s and like 70s, sorry.
The Richard Donner ones.
It just feels very like dorky, like growing up with that kind of like those movies, and Superman never like appealed to me as a superhero to like take seriously. Yeah. But when Man of Steel came, I thought that movie was pretty good.
Like, pretty good.
You made Superman a bit cooler.
Yeah, I think so.
Made him more relevant.
Yeah, and it's like a realistic kind of take on the character and like the struggles that he went through.
Yeah.
It's more of a, I think it's like an immigrant story. I think I said this before. Like in the previous episode.
This is episode 4.
Episode 4.
3 or 4.
That Man of Steel isn't really a superhero film. It's more about an immigrant story, because you can see like the alienation that he feels and the isolation, and also how the country views him as an alien. Like exactly the way back then they would view either the Mexicans or like undocumented immigrants and stuff. And then how they would vilify him in that sense as well. It's a pretty good outlook on the immigrant story.
Dude, like Man of Steel, right?
Yeah.
Before like watching Man of Steel, like what Oxo was saying, because I grew up on like Justice League, the animated series, like broadcast on Cartoon Network, and this Man of Steel, it was kind of like a proper blueprint to explain the way that he is and how he grew up, right? So when I watched Justice League, and even if you remember like the series like Smallville growing up, it didn't really, I don't feel like it kind of went into that, if you know what I mean, but they were able to capture it all in like one movie in Man of Steel. And then the antagonist on top of that being Zod, I think was like probably my favorite like antagonist.
Again,
it's like Vegeta and Goku.
It's again like parallels between these two characters is very similar. At the same time, the way they go about it is very different. In the sense that Zod wants to save Kryptonians and Superman wants to save planet Earth. And at the same time, Zod wants to bring back the Kryptonian race within Earth at the sacrifice of humans. And Cal's like, no, we can either live together or
we can die together.
Krypton already had his chance. You know
Lois Lane's character as well. Played by, what's her name again?
Amy Adams.
Amy Adams.
She's good.
She was like in that movie. She was like actually moving the plot forward, and her motivation actually like kind of
not a damsel in distress.
Which was kind of like which was different when it came to Batman vs Superman, where her bro was kind of like submerged, and she didn't really have a strong appeal.
I wouldn't say so. She's the one who discovers Lex Luthor's subplot about him trying to frame
Batman vs Superman.
Yeah.
Right.
It would take way too long to get into Lois Lane's role. Like it's not on the nose her role,
but in Batman Superman, it clearly shows her investigating, like as an investigative reporter, trying to find out where this bullet came from, because that bullet gets lodged into her.
I remember like the dialogue
into a diary,
cringy and not really.
In Batman Superman, really?
Yeah.
Why? I think the only cringy line was "Is she with you?" Nah, I thought she was with you.
That was someone when she was interviewing. There was like the way she interviewed Lex Luthor was kind of weird.
What do you mean?
I don't remember. I haven't seen it in a while.
When was the last time you watched
remember.
it?
It's a long
like
movie.
3-4 years ago.
It is a long movie.
Yeah.
And there's a lot that's like lost. Like people don't remember things.
Yeah.
Which you could say is like a fault of like Zack Snyder just going like way too too heavy on some things, so that more important stuff gets overshadowed.
Yeah.
Like I'd agree with that. But that being said, like it's easy to forget some things. Like people forget in Man of Steel. Like a lot of things that the characters did.
Yeah.
So when they say, "Oh, that movie's bad because it's like Superman killed his own race," it's like
Killed his own race.
I can't even like begin to tell you why I disagree.
And there's also a
like a whole bunch of other stuff.
Director's cut of the Batman and Superman film, and it goes deep into like the mythos of Batman. I'm waiting the Batman mask seeing this. It goes deep into how Batman has fallen from grace in the sense he started branding criminals and shit. But you see how Clark is very alarmed by Batman's point of view on not just his point of view as an alien and what Batman is doing in Gotham City and to actual humans. He's also branding them, and in this sense, by branding them, he's essentially killing these criminals without killing them, if you know what I mean. Because once they get branded in prison, they die because they have the Batman symbol on the chest. Right. I don't know. It's a very interesting take, and let's not forget that Batman fight scene with Lex Luthor's thugs was really good. That's probably one of the best action scenes, and also that scene where he enters into the people smuggling operation. When they introduce him. Yeah. Dude, that was actually scary.
That scene, his workout scene before fighting Superman, I went to the gym.
I went to the gym. I went to the gym 2 days and man.
That's why when I look at Ben Affleck and his version of the Batman, I'm like, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed this Batman.
And you know he was like going through like weight problems. And now he's like in better shape. Right. It's like if he put on the costume now, it would look like it would look better.
I think during the Batman films he just came out of rehab and stuff.
Yeah.
And then all the reviews came in.
Yeah. And then for Justice League, like his weight was.
Yeah. He was a thick boy. For Joss Whedon's Justice League, but let's not talk about that.
How long do we have left, by the way?
So we're in the 27-minute mark.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, we're gonna go and watch Uncharted with Tom Holland, and then we'll probably chuck up a review on that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. This is our insight on how we think about movies. So take that as you will.
I think Uncharted has some good potential as a action adventure instead of being like a very story driven like the Uncharted games. As a film for the mass audience, I feel like, because Tom Holland is like leading it as well. But I would love to see Tom Holland in more roles like the one in Netflix. What's that movie called?
Oh,
he plays
the Devil All the Time.
Yeah, Devil All the Time.
Yeah,
I would love to watch him in more roles like that.
Do you know who was great in?
And Cherry is also. Sorry?
Do you know who was great in Devil All the Time?
Robert Pattinson?
Yeah.
Batman.
It's like sometimes his like portrayal is like unrecognizable.
Yeah.
Because his like accent, the way he's like acts, and like his voice changes.
Yeah.
It's like
Delusions.
that one. It's like so good.
His range is so good as an actor, right?
Yeah,
he can play.
You would never know that watching the
And the thing is, like, he's such a good-looking guy too. On top of that, he's best in.
He's what?
Stop the
I said
cab.
I thought he was the best in Twilight. I'm just.
I really want to see Cosmopolis, the movie that's supposed to be like he's like Bruce Wayne and stuff.
Yeah.
Cosmopolis, very futuristic.
It's a bit too dank for me, but.
A bit too dank.
Yeah.
I haven't seen. I'm trying to like find a copy of it. I'll probably find it online or something.
Yeah.
Shit.
Where online?
Huh? YouTube. You can buy it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's also for you.
They're not sponsoring us.
I think that's actually time because the camera's gonna run out.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. So anyway, we're gonna watch Uncharted.
Great.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
This far, if you have.
It's a short episode.
We will see you on the next episode. Maybe episode. 2 weeks from now because.
No, it'll be a week from now because.
But you need to set up and stuff.
This week we release one, right? Next week we're gonna release.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
See you next week.
See you next week.
Next week. Okay.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Alright, thank you.
Bye.
Peace.
Batman over.